Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Gifted Education test? This is test number 5358. Praxis 5358 is a gifted education test, and it covers several subtopics. This worked solution set covers the subtopic of instruction of gifted students. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's jump right in. Problem number 1. A teacher is creating a curriculum model for their students that is primarily based around a series of exams they will take at various points throughout the semester. The results of these assessments will determine the majority of their grade and are therefore very important. The exams are designed to test student mastery of content to ensure they have understood the curriculum. Which curriculum model is this? Process model. This focuses on the learning experiences and activities during the educational process, not solely on the end results or exams. So this is not the correct answer. Now jumping to assessment model. While this emphasizes the use of assessments, it is a broader term and does not specifically align with the focus on the final products as seen in the product model. So this is not correct either. Alternative model. This refers to non-traditional or innovative approaches to curriculum design, which may not prioritize exams as the main form of assessment. So we can eliminate that as well. Product model. This model focuses on the outcomes or end results of the educational process. The emphasis is on what students have learned and mastered as demonstrated through assessments and exams. The primary goal is to measure student achievement and understanding of the curriculum content, and therefore product model is the correct answer. Problem number 2. A teacher has a class of gifted students that they are now instructing on non-academic skills. They have begun working with the students on building their belief in themselves as competent persons who are able to accomplish things. They work on this with students by having each student list something they are proud of that they have achieved recently. Which non-academic skill is being taught here? Conflict resolution. This involves teaching students how to handle disputes and disagreements, which is not the focus here at all. So we can eliminate that. Now to the bottom, leadership. This involves guiding and influencing others, whereas the activity is centered on individual self-belief and personal achievements. So this is not correct either. Risk-taking. This involves encouraging students to take chances and try new things, but the activity described is more about reflecting on past successes. So this is incorrect as well. Self-efficacy. This skill involves building students' belief in their own abilities to succeed and accomplish tasks. By having students list achievements that they are proud of, the teacher is directly reinforcing their sense of competence and confidence in their abilities. Therefore, self-efficacy is the correct answer. Problem number 3. Which of the following methods of instruction is characterized by an essential question, student investigation, group work, a project, and ends with a project presentation? Action-based learning, cooperative learning, problem-based learning, or brain-based learning? Beginning there. Brain-based learning is based on principles of neuroscience to enhance learning. It doesn't specifically involve the structured process of problem-solving, investigation, and project presentation as described, so we can eliminate that. Now to action-based learning. This focuses on physical movement and activities to enhance learning, not necessarily structured around an essential question and project presentation. So this is incorrect as well. Cooperative learning. This involves students working together in groups to achieve a common goal. but may not always include an essential question or a final project presentation. So we can eliminate that as well. Problem-based learning. This method involves students working in groups to solve a complex, open-ended problem. It starts with an essential question, involves student investigation and group work, and culminates in a project and presentation. Therefore, problem-based learning is the correct answer. Problem number 4. A middle school English teacher takes a moment to reflect upon whether or not her lesson plans and their intended outcomes are appropriately sequenced for her students. Which of the following questions would be the most useful for this teacher to ask themselves during this reflection? Does each intended outcome challenge students to make connections between content areas? While this is important, it does not directly address the appropriateness of sequencing for developmental levels, so this is not going to be the correct answer. Are the intended outcomes an effective way to develop high-level conceptual learning skills? This is also important, especially for advanced students, but may not be suitable for all middle schoolers if not aligned with their developmental stage. So we can eliminate that as well. Does each intended outcome reflect the application of an advanced metacognitive skill? While this is also important, it may not be relevant if the students are not yet ready for such skills developmentally. So that is not going to be the correct answer either. Are the intended outcomes appropriate reflections of the student's current developmental level? Ensuring that lesson plans and outcomes match the student's developmental stage is crucial for effective learning. If the content is too advanced or too simple, students may become frustrated or bored, respectively. Therefore, this is the correct answer. I do hope I was able to clarify this gifted education subtopic of instruction of gifted students, so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.